I am gonna do a video that I was very scared to do because I don't think I am the most eloquent person in the world, and I'm also not the most interesting, and I don't have a lot of stuff in my mind. Honestly, my mind is just blank 90% of the time. So I was very scared to make this type of video because I don't think anyone is gonna even watch it because it's probably gonna be long and it's just gonna be me yapping about different topics. But I love watching these videos, like basically podcasts. I love watching them so much. I watch them all the time when I do other stuff, like when I'm doing my homework or I'm sewing or I'm doing my makeup in the morning or literally just playing The Sims. I love listening to other people talk about whatever it is that has been on their mind. But first of all, we're gonna open 2 vintage packages that I just got in the mail. Let's go. Sometimes what happens to me is that at 2 a.m. I will go on Vinted, find the most beautiful stuff ever, buy them, and then completely forget about them until I receive them. So now I don't even know what's inside of these bags, but we're gonna discover it together. I'm very excited about it. This is package number 1 of 2. Tell me if this is crazy, but whenever I take out the clothes, I smell them just to see if the person washed them. Usually they don't wash them, but I like seeing what kind of smells they have because some of them, they smell like smokers, others smell like they're live in a very small space, others smell like they're outside all the time. Like, I don't know, it's very interesting to me to know what the person that used this smells like in their life. So let's smell it. Okay. It doesn't smell that bad. It smells like it's been used and it's not washed, but I've had really bad smelling experiences and this one is really not that bad. And I'm so excited. I bought this when I was having a gender crisis. I was like, oh my god, I need to be a man. So I bought this shirt and I am so happy that I bought it because I'm gonna be obsessed with it. I already know. It says, I love Bowie. I don't think I've ever worn anything like this, and it's so masculine, and I don't really have anything masculine, so decided to try it. Sorry. Let's open the other one. Let me smell it real quick. Oh, it smells clean. Maybe they didn't wash it to send it to me, but they washed it like not recently, but before, where like they didn't wear it after washing it, you know? This is the other one and it's so cute. The thing is that a lot of my clothes are plain colors. I love wearing white and green and pink and brown, but all of my clothes are just white or just green or just pink or just brown, and I've really been trying to bring more patterns into my collection of clothing because I have been getting very overstimulated with clothing recently, which didn't used to happen to me. I used to wear layers on layers on layers on layers of stuff and it would be fine, but now maybe it's because I live in Paris and it's a very overwhelming city, so if the city is overwhelming and on top of that my outfit is super overwhelming, then it gets really hard. So I don't really like wearing super layered outfits anymore. I still layer, just not as I used to do, which was insane. But that also makes me feel like my outfits are not as interesting as they could be. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a lot of patterns to fix that so that I look more eye-catching. Following the theme of clothing, the first thing that I want to talk about is something that I've been thinking about in my head for at least like 3 years, and I've never seen anyone talk about it until like 1 week ago that I saw a TikTok about it.
Like every time you start talking, I think to myself, who the fuck does this girl think she is? You are so fucking boring. Hey, I'm gonna be honest.
So we're gonna talk about it, and it is a very complicated subject in my head because it's very easy for me to go into the path of blaming the women. But it's not, oh my god, but it's not their fault. And this might seem really bad out of context, but I'm gonna explain this to you, okay? And it is the sexualization of goth people and just alternative styles, especially by men, as they usually are. I probably shouldn't be talking about this because every time I bring this guy up, something bad happens to me or someone from my past comes back to haunt me. But it is relevant to what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna tell you. Basically, in my first relationship, maybe I shouldn't have said that. In one of my relationships, the guy that I was dating from the start was very clear to me about his preferences, and basically the main one was that he really liked, this is how he called them, goth mommies. Oh my god. Have you seen me? Like, I know right now I'm wearing black, but this is not a common occurrence. I don't usually wear any black. I love all white outfits. I love feeling like a cutesy little fairy, but not one of those fairy grunge ones, more like from Alfea. And yeah, I'm just not that at all. If anything, I'm the opposite. So from the start, he was very clear to me that he loved goth mommies and like fishnets, black corsets, goth makeup, dyed hair. What really bothers me about this whole thing is that goth styles, like their whole thing, their whole place where they come from, their roots are in not being part of beauty standards, going against what is expected of a woman by society or by the male gaze or whatever. It's not appealing to men's fantasies. That's the whole thing of being goth or being alternative. And they just turned it around and they made it into a sexualization tactic. And I know because he did it to me. Even though I'm not goth, but I am like alternative in some ways. So I did get it. Like I did get that treatment even if I'm not goth. But imagine if you are goth. Imagine walking down the street and then all these guys have these fantasies in their head that, I don't know, that they're gonna break your fishnets, like, you know. Oh my god, I could not live. I cannot even live right now. Imagine if I was goth. I don't know why sometimes I go into the British accent. Sorry. But also English is not my first language, so I think that makes me allowed. That gives me a pass to do whatever accent I want. So it's okay. But yeah, this is just a topic that I have thought about for a long time, and I even talked about it one time on a first date from Hinge, and I could not get my point across, mainly because I'm really bad at argumenting. Is that a word? I think so. Argumenting my thoughts to other people. So I don't think he really got what I was saying, but I feel very passionate about this because sure, right now it's goth mommies, or it's been goth mommies for a little bit, but it's just what they do with absolutely everything that is just for us. They make it so it's for them as well. They make it so it's all for them, so it's for them in a sexual or in a control, in an owning way. Let me think of examples. Give me a second. Okay, so I actually suck at thinking about examples, but literally just look around. Everything that you like, you cannot like for long enough before a man comes in and tells you that it's for him. I think we should all just take a moment and think. For example, that quote, I have not been able to stop thinking about this quote. It actually ruined my life. I don't know who said it. I should probably look it up. I will look it up and I'll put it here. But the quote was something along the lines of, "You are a woman with a man inside of your head." Something like that. Probably the real quote is way hit harder. Yeah, so that was the worst paraphrasing I could have done. But here's the actual quote. Male fantasies. Is everything run by male fantasies? Up on a pedestal or down on your knees, it's all a male fantasy, that you're strong enough to take what they dish out, or else too weak to do anything about it. Even pretending that you aren't catering to male fantasies is a male fantasy. Pretending that you're unseen, pretending that you have a life of your own, that you can wash your feet and comb your hair unconscious of the ever-present watcher peering through the keyhole in your own head, if nowhere else. You are a woman with a man inside watching a woman. You are your own voyeur. That is so true. And I would love it if it wasn't true, but it's true. Because everything that you do eventually is gonna circle back to not be for a man, but to be perceived as if you are doing it for a man, even by yourself sometimes. I'm not saying that this happens to everyone or with everything, but at least to me, I feel like I cannot have something for myself forever, because eventually it's gonna be for men, even if I don't want it to, which I don't. But either I look at it that way, or a man makes me feel like it is that way, and I hate it. And yeah, I think we should all just kill all men. Okay, I took a little break to eat some pasta, some delicioso pasta, and I changed to one of the shirts that we got, the one with the girl, because I know I haven't washed it, which is maybe disgusting, but I felt weird talking about how not goth I am while wearing something black. It felt very out of character for me. But anyway, I was thinking about it, and throughout my life I feel like everything I've ever done has resulted in men thinking it was for them. Like, for example, I used to... Oh my god. This has already happened like 1,000 times. I'm so sorry. But... Oh, I used to love anime. And at first it was like, oh my gosh, she's so weird and quirky and like blah blah blah. Because she likes anime. Which, whatever, I don't care. But after it was like, oh my god, you only like anime because you probably want men to think you're one of the guys. Which I didn't. But that is how they turn it around. It's either that, or you only like a certain thing because it's sexy. Like being alternative. Fuck this stupid back life. But yeah, we should move on to something else, because I'm getting really angry. Let's continue talking about men, because I have been just considering my options for my future, because I do want to get married, maybe, and I would like maybe to have a family, maybe. And I would love to like fall in love and have this little fairy tale situation with some man or some woman or whatever. But at the same time, I just went through a breakup like 2 months ago, and something that has happened to me every single time, every time I go through a breakup, is that I feel so happy and so free. Like, oh my god, yay! Of course I'm sad. I'm sad about losing the person, but I am very happy not to be in a relationship. You know, like, I'm sad about not being able to be lovey-dovey with that specific person that I loved, but I am so happy that it's only me again. I'm like, oh my god, I can do whatever I want. I don't have to tell anyone about it, and I don't know, it's just me, and I love me. I love hanging out with myself, with no one else. I love, like, just having no expectations, like no one having any expectations of me in a love way. I love it. And I was thinking, do I really want to get married, or to have a family, or to be with someone, or is that just what I think I want because it's what I've been told that I should want? Because really, if I imagine my life, okay, in 10 years, which I'm gonna be 30 in 10 years, that's crazy, but yeah, I imagine my life. I'm 30 years old, okay? Let's say there's a man there. That, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Okay, there's a man there. Sure. But if I imagine it, there's no man there. Same exact situation. Let's say I got all of my dreams in both situations. I live in my dream city, I live in my dream house, I have my dream job, I'm super happy. Both situations, okay? Except that in this one there is a man, and in this one there is no man. Or like there's no romantic couple, and in this one there is. I'm like, yay, in this one. And this one I'm like, oh my god. I cannot scream because I don't want the neighbors to be listening to what I'm saying. But I'm so excited about this other one. That seems like the ideal situation. Imagine you have a whole house only to yourself. Like there is no other person there cohabiting with you. There is no one that you need to kiss good morning or kiss good night. I know a lot of people would really like that. I would like that too. Like I'm not opposed to love or anything, but I think just being with myself all day every day in my house and not having to do any of those things sounds like the dream. So I've just been really thinking about that. And what I've also been thinking about, because the thing is, I love playing The Sims 4 and I've loved it for a long time, but right now that I am in a summer break, I've been playing it a lot. And I don't know if you want to know my lore, but I'm gonna tell you my lore. Like the lore of my family in The Sims. Basically, I made myself in The Sims, and then I made like my ideal guy. And that guy, I remake his physical appearance every like 2 months, because first when I made him based on the boyfriend that I had at the time. Then I changed him to look like Adam Sandler. No, not Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, the love of my life, by the way. I changed him to look like Andy Samberg. Then I had a different boyfriend, so I remade him to look like my boyfriend that I had then, and then we broke up, and I remade him to like basically Andy Samberg again, but a little bit different, because my type just changes all of the time, so I just remake him every time I have a new type. The only constant I think is glasses and big noses and dark hair, though he was blonde for a little bit. But those are the three things that are always there: glasses, big nose, and dark hair. I love that. I made myself, I made him, and then we had a bunch of children. And one of those children, she is like a little bit crazy, a little bit goofy, silly, not really super traditional. I made her fall in love with this guy, but this guy was also kind of in love with this other girl, and there was also this other guy that she really liked. So basically she had a crush on 2 guys, and he had a crush on 2 girls, and the girl had a crush on all of them, like the other girl. Basically they all crushed on each other. So I made a beautiful house for them. I need to make a video where I just show you my house. It's called my favorite thing about The Sims is building houses. I spent so long building houses. I'm sure I've spent easily like 40 hours just building houses. So anyway, I made a house for all of them. They all have their separate bedrooms, and they all have different aesthetics. Like my daughter is really into quirky, kitschy, campy fashion. The other girl is like city girl, dark academia. One of the guys is kind of scene and emo, and the other guy is a mermaid, and he's like a bro and really like beachy and muscular, yeah. And I just love it. When I was doing it, I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, do you want to go woohoo with an emo guy, an emo twink? Then you have that. Do you want to woohoo with a muscular big man? You have that. Do you want to woohoo with a beautiful long-lasted girl? You have that also. And you have your own room. And let's say, okay, this is what happened. I was so excited for her until I was like, wait, what if this was me? How would I feel about that? And I realized I would not hate that. And it's not like I've ever been against polyamory, I don't know, polyamory. I've never been against it, but I've known that I'm not polyamorous myself. But when I was playing, I started reconsidering everything. Because imagine that. Imagine you have your own room. I know it's crazy that I just said I don't want to be with anyone ever, and now I'm saying that I want to be with everyone. But that's life, I guess. But imagine this. And tell me if you wouldn't also love this. Imagine you have a boyfriend who's really into cooking, and he's an amazing cook. And then you also have a girlfriend who is really into music and has a band and plays the guitar and sings and all that. And then you wake up one day in your beautiful room in your big house, and you're like, I love life. The sun is shining, and you come down and your girlfriend says hi to you, and you're like, hi girlfriend, and she says, I just wrote a song last night about you. Let me play it for you. And so she plays it for you, and it's the most amazing, beautiful song you've ever heard, and you love it. And then after that, you both go down, because your house has 3 floors. You go down to the main floor, to the ground floor, and there, a beautiful, exquisite, delicious meal is waiting for you that your boyfriend made while she was playing the guitar for you. Wait, maybe I just yearn for things to be done for me and not actually a polycule. I'm not about to go join a polycule, but after seeing it in The Sims and seeing how awesome it works, that you can literally just turn off all of the jealousy triggers, because there's jealousy triggers, and you can choose, like, you can select if woohoo makes you jealous, if physical romance excluding woohoo makes you jealous, or if non-physical romance makes you jealous. And I just turned all of them off for the 4 people that live there, and it's so uncomplicated. They all just kiss each other, they do things for each other, they are all friends, they love each other, they all have their own space, and they all hang out like one-on-one, one-on-two, all 4 of them, and it's so fun. And after seeing that, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna join a polycule, but now I don't think I would be opposed to it after seeing it in The Sims in my game, because it's kind of a dream situation. Though also being completely alone is a dream situation. I think a dream situation for me just would be everything except being alone with a man. Let that sink in. Talking about men. I love how I'm going from topic to topic. Talking about men, have you ever seen 2 boys kissing? Because I have. I want to talk about gay media now, because it's something that I need to control myself. Did you all watch Gunette's videos? Because they were insane. I don't know how old she was. I've been seeing like information from all different corners of the internet saying different stuff. Some people say she was 13, which I don't think, because she didn't look 13. Other people say she was 16. Other people said she was 20 and studying law. It's insane. But if you don't know who Gunette is, it's some girl who was on TikTok, and she recorded videos basically talking about how much she wants to peg a twink, which, okay, valid, but apparently maybe she was 16 and her mom found out because her aunt snitched on her, and she got her phone taken away. She got all of her TikTok accounts banned, and yeah, she just disappeared. But I think the message that she was spreading was very, very, very valid. Okay, I'm very excited to show you this. I made a little map, which I need to flip the camera for this so you can actually see it. But I made a little map of gay media in my life, and we will go through it. Okay, so first of all, we have Solangelo, which I was absolutely insane about Solangelo. If you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram username has been a Solangelo reference for years, like ever since I created it. I think I'm not really sure, but I think it is. And that's actually how I came out to my mom, because I was so obsessed with Solangelo that she just found out, because she was like, why are you so obsessed with gay people? Well, why do you think? But yeah, Solangelo was the start of it all for me. And after that came other different literary, like YA fantasy couples or ships, because not all of these are real. But I wrote Malek, Aridante, and Newtmas. Newtmas is not canon, but this was the book phase. Then after that we moved on to anime, and I wrote some of them. I should have also written down Death Note, because please, let's be serious for a second. Let's be serious. Do you actually think that if there is romance at all, the romance would be between Light and Misa and not Light and L? Use your brains, please. But anyway, the animes that I wrote were Number 6, Seraph of the End, Free, Yuri on Ice, and Banana Fish. And I was obsessed with all of them. Here is where we see the trope that I hate, but I also love, because I don't know, I guess I just love to suffer, and this is gonna come back later, but doomed yaoi. How often do you hear doomed heterosexual couple? Not really that much, but doomed yaoi is basically the standard. Usually the gay people in media are not gonna have a happy ending, and I don't know if it's because I'm used to it and I've got kind of like a Stockholm syndrome, but I actually really like this trope. But I don't know if that's because I like it, or because I've been conditioned to like it, because it's just the way things are. Yeah, I can count 3 couples in this whole thing that have a happy ending, and that is Solangelo, Aridante, and Yuri and Victor from Yuri on Ice. Though I don't know if I could count that, because it was kind of left a little bit open, but I guess it's a happy ending. But we will come back to the doomed yaoi, because I have more to say on that. After the anime phase, we come to clans, which I wrote wrong, but ignore that. Clans changed everything. And if you weren't there for peak prime clans time, you missed out. Because really, truly, it changed everything in the way that fandom interacts with piece of work. The fans were just absolutely insane, including me, because I was a diehard clans fan. And just fan wars, fan art, fan fiction, fan interactions with the people that made the show, everything changed with clans because we were actually insane. Were we born insane, or did the show make us insane? That is something that we should all be thinking about, because I don't know, but I am leaning towards the show made us insane, because they were actually evil. But yeah, clans changed everything. And after that we go to Wolfstar, and in little parentheses I added Jegulus, because Jegulus is something that I was not familiar with when I first got into Wolfstar, when I read all the young dudes in quarantine. But it's actually kind of awesome. I love Jegulus, and I also love Jilly, but I'm not gonna go into that because I don't think anyone cares right now. But Wolfstar, I think, are the kings, or like, not only Wolfstar, the whole Marauders group are the kings of doomed yaoi. Because no matter what fan figure reading, there's always gonna be tragic sadness. And most of them, at least all of the really famous ones and really good ones, they all have horrible plots. And I don't mean horrible in like they're bad, I mean like they're actually super sad. And I'm gonna tell you a story. I just finished reading Crimson Rivers. Well, not just, like a month ago I read Crimson Rivers, And while I was reading it, I went to visit a friend in Portugal. So I was staying in a hostel. And in this hostel, there was me. Picture me. I'm reading Crimson Rivers. And kind of a spoiler, not really, because Crimson Rivers is based on the Hunger Games. And the Hunger Games has been out for a really long time. So this is not really a spoiler, but if you don't know, spoiler alert, I guess. During the second reaping, I was so stressed about what was gonna happen in Crimson Rivers. I was stressed before the reaping. I was stressed after the reaping. I was stressed when they were all hitting on each other. I was stressed when they went into the arena. I was so stressed. I felt physically ill. And there was a moment, I don't know exactly which moment. I'm not gonna tell you because then that would be more of a specific spoiler. But I even wrote it down as a note in the book. But I was so physically ill from the stress that this fan fiction was giving me that I had to run to the hostel's bathroom and puke. And I actually puked because of fan fiction. A fuck-ass Marauders fan fiction was stressing me out so much. Which is why I think they are the kings of Tumyawi. I have only read All the Young Dudes, Crimson Rivers, and The Cadence of Part-Time Poets. And with all of them, I have felt like my heart is actually squeezing and exploding into a million pieces. And I really want to read Art Heist Baby, but I know it's super sad, and it actually has sad ending, which all of these other ones don't really have. Sure, they are horrible and tragic, but they all have happy endings. I know for a fact that Art Heist Baby doesn't, so I'm very scared of that. But I really want to read it because it sounds very interesting. But that's the thing too, like, why do we love to suffer? Especially when it comes to gay people. Why do we love it? I don't know. And why do we like gay people so much? Like, as women, what do we get from seeing two men kiss, or from reading that two men are kissing? I wonder if it traces back to what I was saying about all of our interests being turned into male, like, performance for the male gender. Maybe we love it so much because it feels like a thing that they can't sexualize, or that they can't view as something that we do for them, though I'm sure that they have, and they probably will find a way to do it if they haven't. But I don't know, it's just a thought. Maybe it's not true, but I'm just yapping and talking about things that go through my mind. But anyway, after that, we find ourselves in the last one. There's a lot of other ships in between all of this. I'm just doing a general overview. But the last one I wrote, The Summer Hikaru Died, which is an anime that just came out. The manga I know has been out for some time, but the anime is coming out right now every Saturday. And I am so obsessed with it because I've never seen representation in anime this way. It's always either implied or very obvious, or like a little thing in the background, or I don't know, it's different. The Summer Hikaru Died, yes, it's also implied, but it's implied in a different way. It's implied in a way that if you don't see it, you're actually blind. And it really serves the plot. Like, it is the whole base of the story that it is built on. And it's very interesting because it's not a romance, it's psychological horror, but the root of all of this horror is that they're gay. And it's crazy, and I love it. And I think it's very interesting, and it's a very good addition to the gay media of the world. And while we're on that topic, let's talk about bad gay media, because I hate when people say, yes, this movie is bad, but it's representation, it's gay representation, so it's okay. I don't think it's okay. I think we should not settle for bad movies just because they have gays in it. And while I'm saying all this, I am thinking about one specific one. I don't know if I should say it because I know a lot of people like it, but I hate it. Especially the book. The movie's not that bad, but the book sucks. It's so horrible. I haven't read it in a very long time. I am not gonna tell you what it is, but I'm gonna give you a hint. And the title of the book has 3 colors in it. I'm not gonna say which colors, but if I had to say the colors, I would say they rhyme with bed, wine, and coastal clue. I think, yeah. I know a lot of people really like this book and a lot of people really like the movie. I hate both of them. It's just so bad. It's not like they're misrepresented or anything, or it's like problematic. I don't think so. I don't think it's problematic, but it's just so horrible. Like, it's so cringy. The dialogues, the romance is so rushed. The characters are not likable, but not even in like a, they were not supposed to be likable. They're complicated. No, they're not complicated. They're just boring. And I just think it's horrible when you're all like, you should read this book. Oh, but it sucks. Yeah, it does suck, but you know, it's representation and it's gay. No! How about instead of that, we all just start drawing, or we start writing, or we start making stuff that is good? To close this little section of the video called Men Kissing in My Screen, I just want to say that I love reading fanfiction, and if any of you, people that are watching this video, if there are any of you, if you even exist, have any recommendations for me, please tell me. Please leave them in the comments, because I would love to read more. And I don't care about what couples or what shows they are from. As long as the story is good, I will read anything. I don't care. So please leave suggestions, and I'll give you some of my own too. Definitely The Cadence of Part-Time Poets, so good. If you haven't read the Frat Boy Aaron stories, even though this is not yaoi, and like it's not boys love, and it's also not really good, but it's fun, so you should read it. I actually don't know what to recommend. I'm just gonna say The Cadence of Part-Time Poets because it's so awesome. And let's move on to the next topic. Actually, I know I just said that I was gonna close this topic, but I'm not. I have more to say because I have more complaints on that book that I just mentioned. What did I say? Bed, wine, and coastal clue. Yes, I have more stuff to say about that book. I think that the romance was not even there. The romance was just the freaking emails. By the way, I am gonna say like minor spoilers. I'm not gonna be super specific about anything because I haven't even read it in a very long time, so I don't even remember it. But I am gonna talk about like general stuff that happens in it, okay? So they talk a little bit through email, and it's cute, I guess. It's very fast. It's very cringy. It's very icky the way that they speak to each other. But the emails are like the romance part. And after, when they meet up, they start being very, very woohoo with each other, if you know what I mean. They start being very sexual. And I think that sex scenes should serve a purpose. Like, I don't want to see characters get it on just because. I do want it to like be for a reason. And I thought it would be so much harder for a sex scene to have no purpose in a book, but I was wrong because this book exists. And there's so much spicy scenes that I think are so unnecessary in this book. And it feels like their whole romance is just physical intimacy. And it makes me really uncomfortable because it's not even good. Like, what do you mean you saw each other and you gave each other a little hand action and that is how you fell in love? What? You know what is a good example of sex being good for the plot? And I just watched this movie. Sorry, I know I'm late, but I watched Secretary and it's such a good movie. And that is a very, very good example of physical intimacy being actually helpful to what is going on. And I think I'm not someone that is super really into spicy stuff. I mean, like reading books that are very mature or watching movies that are very like spicy. Like, I don't mind it, but I'm not gonna look for it specifically for that reason. But I think when you have, I ran out of starch, so I'm gonna have to make this quick, but I think when a story utilizes sex in a very good way, in a very whole, complete, for the plot way, then that makes it one of the best ways to make something interesting, something deep, something that you can connect with. And yeah, I mean, there are many other ways to do that, but I think when eroticism is used correctly, it can be so good, and it's one of my favorite things when it's good. But when it's mid or when it's bad, it's just annoying. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And this whole video is just me talking about things talking about my opinions and my points of views. And it was very fun to record this. And I don't know if a lot of people are gonna watch this. Probably no one's gonna watch this. But I guess that's just the way things go. And if you did, I'm very thankful. And I don't know if you have any thoughts about anything that I said. Please tell me, because I think it's very interesting. These are all topics that I'm very interested in, which is insane to say, because I talked about polyamory in The Sims and gay people kissing and goth mommies, but anyway, I'm very passionate about all of this stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you did, I will make more videos like this because I have a lot to say and I don't have a lot of friends to tell this to, so why not make I guess this is kind of a podcast. Why not? Thank you. Bye.